I got a copper bar to make my own bus bar. It's supposed to be 12 inches by 1 inch. It's a quarter inch thick. And I got some of these off of Amazon. Rubber feet. They're supposed to be for mini split units. Obviously they have holes on the side to screw them down, and then they have this bolt going through them. Comes with a washer and a nut already, so that's how I'm going to mount that. I'm planning on cutting the bar in half. I'm going to have to measure it and make sure it is 12 inches. I'm going to have to cut it in half. I'm going to have to drill holes in it, but I figure I could. That cost me about $12. This cost me right at 20. So together that's right around 33 to 35 after tax. And I could buy 2 already made copper bus bars for $55 on Amazon. Buy non-copper ones for slightly less. So I figured I'd go with this route. See, it's right there, slightly above 12 inches, or right at 12 inch. Let's see. It's about 1 mark shy of a quarter inch. Alright, I got the bus bar feet put on. Let's see. I had to use a 5/16 drill bit to drill through the copper. I need to find my bag of nuts and bolts and washers, but I only had 2 washers big enough for 5/16 that I could get to, and so I had to make 2 washers out of some terminal connections that from battery wires I'm not going to use. So these came from a wire that came with an inverter, and I'm not going to ever use that wire, or at least not the way it was made, because it's not big enough to get the full power out of the inverter. So I just cut it off. It was big enough to fit on this, and I'm using it as a washer. I got lock washers in there, and that's the same thing I did with that one. As you can see, it's been cut off there, just like this one was. And these are the nuts that came with them, and I had some lock washers already. And so all I did was drill through those with I used a smaller drill bit first, then I put a 5/16 on there and drill through them. So I just had to tighten them up, but now I have these 2 bus bars. I just have to find all my nuts and bolts and washers, and then I can figure out how far apart all these holes need to be for the wire connections. And if I have to, I can use these posts as an extra connection. So I got these drawn out using a pencil or mechanical pencil. None of the markers or pins seem to like to write on the copper, but I can fit 4 lugs, or these on there, and those are all marked for 5/16, but they're the same size as the 3/8 ones. So I can get 4 on this bus bar. I have to check the other one, but I'm sure it'll be 4 each. And I have 7 of these ready to go. I need to get a wire brush or something so I can clean the other ones. Then I'll have more. But right now I only have 7 total of those. So I can put 4 on this one and 3 on the next. On that one. And I got my 3/8 and 5/16 drill bits out already. And the small screws here are 5/16. That one's a 3/8. And I can use these ends as places to put wires too. The only big thing is if they get really hot, it might melt the rubber there. I don't expect them to get very hot. But I need this one. I'll have to put on where all my negatives are going to go for my batteries. so I can hook that up to it in the proper place. It actually reads my amp hours. And then go from there. That one over there, I can put 3 on. I only need 4 connectors for the negatives coming from my solar chargers. 1 wire going to the rest of my connections. So 3 solar charge connectors will go on that, and then 1 post will be for all the charge going into my system. And this will be for my batteries. That way I can take 2 or 3 wires off of this, go to one side of this shunt here, which I'm going to be moving down there somewhere. So right now I have 3 wires going into this side, and that goes to everything else. So I'm going to have to take that out, move it down there somewhere, have at least 2 or 3 wires coming off one side going to the negatives up here, and then to that, and then I'll probably have 2 or 3 wires from that going to the new bus bars I'm going to make. But these bus bars here, with shipping, will cost about $50 from bigbattery.com. That one there is like $39 something from Battery Evo. But for the same price, I can make myself 2 of these. But that should be good for somewhere around 400 amps. So it should be perfectly fine for that. So I can make both of those for $35 plus nuts, bolts, and washers I already have. And I already have all the wire connectors. So I could buy bus bars that are like this, already made and drilled out, for about $55 to $60 for 2 of them. Otherwise they're about $35 to $50 each, depending on where you get them. And these are the ones I already have. If I order one from Big Battery, it's $50 something with shipping. It's $35 or $39 before shipping. And at Battery Evo, I think it's $39, and there is no shipping. But I'll need to order 2 of them to do what I want to do. So this is cheaper. I'm going to drill these out and put bolts through it. Alright, so I drilled the 4 holes out. I just have these things taking up place. I did make this one a little too far over, so it's right next to that, so I can't fit 2 of these lugs on there. But the ones that come on the wires here fit perfectly right in there, so no problem at all. As you can see, there's a slight gap there, but most of them have this on them, so there should be more than enough room in between, and that'd be fine. I gotta drill out this one. Figure I'll go ahead and put 4 holes in it and just use how many ever I need. That way I have one if I need one later. All I'm doing is using a hand drill. I'm starting with a smaller bit to start the holes, pretty much just to put a dent in there so the bigger bit doesn't walk around, and then I drill the rest of the way out. And one of these are going to have to be 3/8. So 3 will be 5/16, 1 will be 3/8. I might make 2 of them 3/8, but you know, I don't know if I have any more 3/8 screws or bolts. I know I have more 5/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably make 3 of them 5/16 and 1 of them 3/8. Probably that one, or one of the ones in the middle. I don't know. But as you see, I already marked it out. I did put little spacers in between each one, so that's slightly bigger than these are. So there's a little bit more room. Obviously, it goes more over to the rubber on this one, and just gotta drill that one out. It'd be much easier if I had a drill press. It'd make it much easier to drill completely straight and everything. But this will do. Alright, I finished drilling the holes on this. I used my file here to file these down on the top and bottom. As you can see, it's all the marks there. Make sure there's no lip on the holes. On this one, I put some screws on here to hold this down while I was drilling it, because it did not want to go, especially with the 3/8 one. And I made that one there 3/8. The others are 5/16. I got the 2 bus bars drilled out, and now I just gotta get all my nuts and bolts back because they all fell down when I was drilling this and it was flying around. So I gotta get them all out, put them on here, and then next step would be wiring them in. I'm gonna try to wait to a cooler day so I don't have to have my air conditioner, which is running right now. But it is summer, so I don't know if I'll get any other cooler days.